Welcome to Epic Battle. Today, we're diving into a primal showdown, human versus baboon. No weapons, no tools, just raw survival in a neutral arena. Who wins? A full-grown male baboon or an average adult human? We'll break down their strengths, weaknesses, and strategies. It's brain versus brawn, instinct versus ingenuity. Let's get started. First, meet the adult male Chakma baboon, a 90-pound powerhouse, all muscle, aggression, and survival instinct. He's a seasoned fighter, defending his troop from predators and rivals, armed with strength and ferocity. In the other corner, an average, healthy adult human, taller, heavier, but not a trained fighter. His greatest asset? Intelligence. He can strategize, stay calm, and adapt. This isn't a contest of brute force, it's a battle of wits and willpower. The human must outthink, not outmuscle his wild opponent. Let's see how their abilities stack up. The baboon's main weapons are its 2-inch canines and a bone-crushing bite, evolved for both intimidation and destruction. These teeth aren't just for show, they're capable of tearing through flesh and even breaking bone with a single snap. In the wild, these jaws are used to defend territory, assert dominance, and bring down prey. One bite from a baboon could end a fight instantly, leaving little chance for recovery. Its attack is sudden, brutal, and often leaves its opponent stunned or incapacitated before they even realize what's happened. The baboon is explosively strong, fast, and relentless. Its attack is a whirlwind of claws and teeth, a blur of motion that's hard to predict or counter. Its agility allows it to leap, dodge, and strike from unexpected angles, making it a formidable opponent in close quarters. The human, on the other hand, has his own set of advantages: greater size, longer reach, and dexterous hands capable of complex movements. While he may lack the raw power of the baboon, his upright posture and longer limbs give him a strategic edge in keeping distance and controlling space. He can kick, push, grab, and choke, using techniques learned from martial arts or instinctive self-defense. His hands can form fists, lock joints, or create barriers, giving him options in both offense and defense. But human skin is soft and vulnerable to tearing, and panic is a real threat in the chaos of a sudden attack. The shock of facing a wild animal can freeze even the most prepared person, making quick thinking and composure absolutely critical. The best human tactic? Survive the initial assault, protect vital areas like the throat, face, and abdomen, and avoid being overwhelmed in the first few seconds. If he can weather the storm, turning the fight into a grappling match may be his only chance. On the ground, the human's strength, leverage, and problem-solving skills can come into play, potentially neutralizing the baboon's speed. Endurance and intelligence are his only hope. Outlasting the baboon, conserving energy, and waiting for the right moment to act could tip the scales in his favor. The baboon relies on overwhelming violence and raw instinct, launching attacks with little warning and maximum force. The human must endure, stay calm, and wait for an opening, using patience and strategy to survive. In the end, it's a defensive game of survival, where quick thinking, resilience, and adaptability are just as important as strength or speed. The fight erupts with a sudden, explosive energy. Tension that had been building in the air finally snaps, and both combatants spring into action. The world seems to slow for a heartbeat, every muscle tensed, every sense heightened. Dust swirls around them, catching the sunlight as the first move is made. The baboon charges forward, a blur of muscle, teeth, and raw fury. Its powerful limbs propel it across the ground with terrifying speed, eyes locked on its target. The sheer force and aggression in its movement is enough to make anyone hesitate, but there's no time for fear now. The human barely reacts in time, instincts kicking in as he throws his arms up in a desperate attempt to shield himself. The baboon slams into him with bone-jarring impact, knocking him off balance and sending him crashing to the ground. The world spins as he hits the earth, adrenaline surging. Claws rake across his arm, tearing through skin and igniting a flare of pain. Blood beads instantly, but he grits his teeth, focusing on keeping his face and throat protected from the baboon's snapping jaws. Every second is a battle to survive. Scrambling to his feet, the human lashes out with a desperate kick, connecting with the baboon and forcing it back for just a split second. It's a small victory, but it buys him a moment to breathe, to reassess, to prepare for the next onslaught. The baboon circles warily, feinting left and right, its predatory instincts searching for another opening. It's a dance of danger, each waiting for the other to make a mistake. The human's heart pounds as he tries to anticipate the next attack. The human knows deep down that he can't win by trading blows. The baboon's strength and speed are overwhelming. He needs a new plan, something clever, or this fight will end quickly. And badly. As the baboon lunges again, the human makes a desperate gamble. He throws himself forward, locking his arms around the baboon's body, trying to use his weight and leverage to control the animal. It's a risky move, but it's his only chance. Now, it's a desperate grapple. Strength versus endurance, human willpower against animal ferocity. Muscles strain, breaths come in ragged gasps, and neither side is willing to give an inch. The fight turns close, brutal, and deadly. Every movement is a struggle for survival, every second a test of resolve. The line between predator and prey blurs as they battle in the dust. Now it's a test of who can outlast the other. Both are exhausted, battered, and desperate, locked in a contest where only one can emerge victorious. The outcome hangs in the balance, determined by sheer will and the instinct to survive. Locked together in a desperate contest, the human wraps his arm tightly across the baboon's neck, muscles straining with every ounce of strength. The air is thick with tension, each second stretching out as the two adversaries battle for dominance. The baboon's teeth snap dangerously close, its wild eyes filled with fury and fear, but the human's grip only tightens, refusing to yield an inch. The baboon thrashes violently, claws raking across exposed skin, drawing blood in a frenzy of survival. The human winces in pain, but his resolve is unbroken. He uses his body weight, pressing down, leveraging every bit of endurance he possesses. The struggle is chaotic, primal, a true test of willpower and physical limits. Gradually, the baboon's explosive power begins to wane. Its movements slow, the wild energy draining away as the chokehold takes effect. The animal's breath comes in ragged gasps, its once mighty limbs now trembling with fatigue. The human senses the shift, holding firm, knowing victory is within reach if he can just endure a little longer. The human, built for endurance and driven by sheer determination, refuses to let go. Sweat pours down his face, mixing with blood, but his focus never wavers. He draws on every lesson, every instinct, pushing past the pain and exhaustion. This is not just a battle of bodies, but of minds and spirits. At last, the baboon's resistance fades completely. Its body goes limp in the human's arms, the fight finally over. The arena falls silent, the outcome clear. The human releases his grip, breathing heavily, heart pounding with adrenaline and relief. Battered, bleeding, and utterly exhausted, the human stands victorious. Every wound tells the story of the struggle, a testament to his resilience and unbreakable spirit. He has survived not because he was the strongest, but because he refused to give in. In the end, victory is claimed not by brute force alone, but by strategy, adaptability, and an indomitable will. The human takes a moment to catch his breath, reflecting on the hard-fought battle and the narrow margin by which he prevailed. In this primal contest, intelligence and endurance have triumphed, but only just. The line between life and death was razor-thin, and survival demanded everything the human had to give. Who should face off in the next epic showdown? Share your ideas in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible battles and survival stories.